Copier systems didn't release a great number of titles on the Game Boy, and you could be excused for not being aware of the ones that they did. Go-Go Tank and Popeye 2 were a couple of theirs, neither of which set the world on fire. In fact, Go-Go Tank is kind of horrible. One of their better titles is 1990's Dead Heat Scramble. It's a rather strange checkpoint-style top-down racing game, although you're not on a racetrack as such, and the only thing you're racing is the clock. I say it's not a racetrack, it's more like a toboggan truck or luge, or could even be interpreted as toy cars and some guttering. You're going from point to point over 10 stages, down a tube thing with curved sides. There are obstacles to avoid or jump. Jumping is easier but slows you down. The challenge in this game is not so much avoiding these, although they can be rather tricky. For instance, there are these rather huge looking boulders that seem to have quite a small hitbox. The detection is very generous on your behalf. The difficulty lies in beating the very tight time limit. Anything you hit makes your car flip out and lose time. You can never afford more than 1 or 2 crashes per stage. In order to beat the game, you have to pass all 10 stages. Although there are infinite continues, you only keep your score through 1 life. The tracks don't change, but the movement is so fast and the sections so long that learning the layouts is pretty tricky. Just dodging everything isn't enough though, you need to smash into other cars which sporadically release power-ups. These include boosters that speed you up, and clocks that stop the time for a while. These are the necessary ones, as even with a flawless run, you'll probably not reach the end of the stage without these. You can also collect tyres that make turning much easier. You don't get the centrifugal force throwing you to the side of the half-pipe when you corner. And there's a bomb you can fire ahead of you too, which will score a ton of points if you hit a car or an obstacle. The music is chirpy and fast-paced and sounds great for the title. It really fits. However, for a racing game there's a distinct lack of an engine sound until you get the nitro boost. Weird omission indeed. It's like having a shoot 'em up without a pew-pew noise. Graphically, it's pretty rough on the original Game Boy. The speed of the gameplay makes for a lot of blurring. It looks much better on the Color or Advanced consoles which didn't have this problem, and is much more playable. This was no comfort to people in 1990 though. It's amazing what people will put up with when there was no alternative.